Hi, my name's John. Welcome to part 3 in the review of this Artec TIG 160 FPP inverter welder. In this part of the review I'm going to concentrate on stick welding or MMA welding. You might wonder why you want a stick weld with a TIG welding set. Somebody could bring a job in to fight a weld up that's got rust on it or paint on it. TIG won't touch rust or paint, it's got to be clean. You may need to do a job outside. TIG welding is not very nice outside because the wind blows the gas away and you don't get good welds. Stick welding you can do basically anywhere. You may have run out of gas and you've got a job to finish off, and a little bit of stick welding will just get it finished off quite nicely for you. I'm going to bring the camera in and show you what the controls are that control the stick welding side of things, where the leads go, and then we'll try and run a few rods on some bits of plate just to give you some idea of what the arc is actually like. On the front panel of the welder, we only need to concern ourselves with these two controls. That one sets your amps up for welding. The amps are displayed in there. And this one here is what they call arc force, or some people call it DIG. Hot start's another name it's given to it. What it does, if you're welding and the welding rod tries to stick, it senses this and it bumps the voltage up to stop it from sticking. I normally set the arc force at about 50 in the middle. That seems to work best for me, and obviously our amperage is dependent on what sort of electrodes you're using, but all these can be ignored, just those two. The connections on the front of the welder, on stick welding you use negative earth most of the time. So we're going to go negative earth, so your earth clamp goes to negative, that goes onto your job or your steel bench. That's the rod holder they supply, quite a nice rod holder. That goes into the positive side, so it's positive live, negative earth. One thing you must remember is, once the machine's turned on, this becomes live, so you don't put it down on the steel bench. It is insulated, but you keep it away from the bench. That simply opens up and the rod plugs into there, various angles, straight out or 45 degrees, either way. You can also bend the rod depending on what you're trying to do with it. But don't forget, when the set's on, that is live. Right, I think we'll put some protective gear on there. We'll have a little experiment with some rods. I've got some 60-13 rods, some 2.5s, which are a basic all-purpose engineering rod. Power the machine up. Right, so we've got two settings. We've got TIG or MMA. And we're on MMA, manual metal arc, and that's your amperage control. It goes down to 20, up to 130. It'll run a 3.2 rod at 130 amps, but quite honestly on a 2.5 running about 80 amps, this really is a nice little set. This first weld is a 60-13 rod running at 70 amps. Beautiful smooth arc. I'm really jamming the rod and I can feel the flux rubbing on the surface of the metal, and there's no attempt at all of that rod to stick. Right, there's not much the matter with that. A little bit strong, probably slightly more power. I'll give it a little bit more. 80 amps now. Nice crisp smooth start. And that really is biting in there. Right, I'll try a 3.2 rod, this time at 130 amps, which is its maximum setting. That went in nice. It will burn a 3.2, but honestly I think a 2.5's probably ideal for the machine's capability. Yeah, I'll weld a couple of bits of plate together and we'll do one or two little strength tests on it, but I'm more than happy with that. This is 5mm plate and it's a 60-13 rod. It's 70 amps. It'll probably take 3 passes to fill this. Not the best building, not the best welding in the world. There's a nasty bit there. See, I'm not a welder, I'm just a mechanic that pisses about. But so we can get a little bit better this time. Right, last one. I can't see past the camera. It's doing quite nice at the camera got me here. We'll take a look at that. We'll take the flux off and see what it's like. There's a bad bit there. That was kind of where I got snuck out with the camera. I'll clean it up and we'll do a test on it as it is. Right, that's the weld we've just done. We'll give it a little bit of a bend test first. Normally that would be polished. I'm sure I'll agree it's not a pretty weld, but it's certainly strong. It will feel on visual, but it didn't come to bits, did it? Right, to sum up, I'm sure you'll agree, it is a nice little TIG welder. I was really impressed with the pulse side of things. I haven't done much pulse welding, but I will be now. The MMA side was really good, inverters are good on MMA. One of the best things about it is it does it all on a 13 amp supply. Standard, domestic, 13 amp supply. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed watching the video as much as I've enjoyed making it. Don't forget, if you decide to buy something from our tech, mention my name. It it can't do any harm anyway. Thanks for watching.